If you want to truly satisfy your partner and give her some of the best orgasms of her life, then you need to know the 3 most common sexual fantasies that she is secretly craving. She is dying for you to know this, and it's going to put you at a totally different level to 99% of men on the planet. And in this video, I'm going to share what they are, how to use them to unlock your partner's deepest pleasure, and the #1 key to becoming one of the best lovers she's ever had. And guys, this one will change your sex life forever. Now, the truth is, more than 55% of women don't feel comfortable talking about their sexual fantasies in fear of being judged or shamed, and with the state of our society, I don't blame them. But as a result, these fantasies are typically kept secret and repressed inside of them. So understanding where they're coming from and what they really mean is going to give you the opportunity to put you at a totally different level and support your partner into having pleasure she has never experienced before. Now, this first fantasy is really edgy, and I can tell the comments are going to go crazy over it, but it makes total sense to me because it's also one of my biggest fantasies, and that is to have multiple partners at one time, whether that's a threesome or a gang bang. Now, to be clear, this is a fantasy. It doesn't mean that women actually want to go through with having sex with multiple men. At one time, it just means that they think it's sexy and hot. And here's why the fantasy is that they are not just wanted by one man, but by every man, that she is so sexy, so beautiful, and so desirable that literally everyone wants to have sex with her. And I totally get this. The idea of having 5 beautiful women all over me, fighting over me, is certainly in my all-time fantasies as well. Now the question is, how can you make your partner feel this way? Show her appreciation for how sexy you think she is, how much you want her, whether that's by whispering it in her ear or sexting it to her. Tell her how beautiful she is, how badly you want to be inside of her, how every guy wants her, and that you are so lucky that you get to have her make her feel like the sexiest woman in the world, and it will take your sex life to another level. Now, this next fantasy is probably the most common sexual fantasy for women, but also the most misunderstood. And it's because this fantasy is taken way over the top in mainstream porn, and it really misrepresents what most women actually want, and that is to be dominated. Don't get me wrong, some women want to be thrown around and hit and beyond, and that is totally okay if that's what you're into. However, I want to focus on what is really underneath this fantasy, so you can apply it with your partner in a beautiful way when a woman seeks to be dominated. It's because she wants to let go of control. She wants to know she is being taken care of and is safe, and being led by a man who can protect her. Now, some ways you can show this in the bedroom is to be very clear about what you want and need, and exerting confidence with commands. Touch me like this, move over here, faster, slower. And saying it with conviction, you can also bring her close and squeeze her tight so she feels your power. And you can also move her around by transitioning to different positions and show her that you are a leader by your willingness to say no to what you don't want. All of these things are incredibly sexy and show dominance. But if you want to take your sex life to the next level, you need to know the #1 key to becoming the best she's ever had, and the top sexual fantasy that women crave in the entire world. Right here, this final sexual fantasy was the #1 search term for women in Blue Hub worldwide, and it's definitely not what you think that is being with another woman lesbian searches. And this one is really interesting because it doesn't necessarily mean that most women want to be with other women. What they really appreciate is how women treat each other's bodies with so much love and respect. Instead of watching a man be super rough and hard and fast, most women would prefer to watch another woman be more caring and sensual and take her time to truly appreciate her partner's pleasure. And this is so important to understand, and where so many guys get it wrong. They try to copy porn and be dominant in the wrong way. and they go over the top, and this makes women feel unsafe. It's not what most women want. So don't do this now. If you want to truly understand her fantasies and become one of the best she's ever had, you need to know this number one key that will change your sex life forever. And so far, I've given you an insight into what most women want in the bedroom, but the truth is, this can change all the time. Depending on a woman's mood, her stress levels and her menstrual cycle, every woman is different and is changing all the time, including her fantasies. And the key to ensuring that you're giving her exactly what she wants and needs is to have open communication. That means before sex, during sex, and after sex. This is the most amazing way to create safety in a relationship and have the best sex possible. I had a very humbling experience recently where I thought I rocked a woman's world for giving her a squirting orgasm, and when we talked about it the next day, she said it actually wasn't what she wanted at all and didn't like it and would prefer to not have that happen again. So don't assume, talk about it, and this will put you in the best position possible to have an amazing sex life. This open communication is also especially important if you ever experience erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation with your partner. And if you do, make sure you check out this next video here on how to last longer in bed, so you can give your partner some of the best orgasms of her life.